let me show you some masks that I ordered from Shein. Shein is a website where you can find many stuff for many cute clothes, and now they're posting more articles like home articles, stationery. Now they offer face masks. So of course, this face mask is for fashion use, I guess. I don't think it's gonna be working for if you want to go to work with it. So this is all the face masks. I forgot one. I have it over there. Here it is. So this sponge mask overall cost between 150 and 250. So I'm making sure that I'm not sponsoring that page. This one costs like $3 or $4. I don't remember really well, but I will put the real price somewhere in the screen so you guys can. So this fabric mask, it comes with a wire on the nose. I didn't try it yet. I tried this one, the sponge mask, to work, but I didn't like it because I work in an environment that is getting usually in movement. So when I'm in someone works that way, you're gonna feel hot because of the heat. It's summer, and somehow it itches. And I just wear it one day. The second day that I wear it, I switch it with the cuticle mask because I can stand it. But this one I didn't try before. It's kind of small, but when I like this the most, it has pockets so you can put the filters, which is going to help me for the artwork that I'm going to do today, because I'm going to put a small cardboard so I can stain the back of the mask. So the material is pretty nice. The reason why I bought this is because I want to do some painting on them just for fun. So we have 5 masks to try on, to try any kind of art. So let's get started with the sketching. So here's my sketches. It's kind of all good because I have the idea in my mind, and this is a little bit how it's going to look. But I'm not going to do all these masks in one sitting. I'm going to work the easy ones first. Easiest ones in the I'm saying just because I wanted to. It has the simple design. That's what I'm gonna try to say. Oh my gosh. Anyway, I'm gonna to work on the simple design first, and then I'm gonna leave the flower one and the ocean one to another day. But maybe I could work first with the swearing. I wanna recreate the autography thing, but autographic palette. Anyway, I'm gonna work with 2 at a time. If I had time with a third one, I would do it. If not, I'm gonna work on it in another time. So let's go with a painting. For the paints, better say, I'm going to use a combination of liquid acrylic paints and some craft paints. It's the same formula. The only thing that some liquid testing formula is more thicker than this one's, but the effect they can give, I really like it. But it's the same acrylic color. You can use any acrylic color that you want. So I'm going to combine some Craft Smart, Deco Art, Liquid Test, and Apple Barrel if I had the chance. Also, if I'm going to do a custom color, I'm gonna keep it in these tiny bottles, and yeah. And for special effects, I have glitter paint and my favorite taco, the Renaissance taco acrylic. This one's purple, but it gets shipped to different colors. So let me get everything ready and I'm going to start painting. Hello, it's Rose from the future doing voiceover as always. I just starting my projects always, well, depending on the fabric pack. I always start with a watercolor pencil just because once then I start painting on top of it, the lines will go away. But in case of this sponge face mask, it was a little struggle and try to draw on this tedious material to say because the pencil can glide very well on the fabric, so I have to wet it down with a little bit of water here and there so I can get the pigment and so I can see what I'm drawing. So, and for all my face masks, it was 5 in total. I used gesso, but if you don't have gesso, you can use white paint, any kind of paint. If you use fabric paint, even better because you're not going to struggle in painting layer by layer, try to make a piece of fabric stiff, in that case a sponge one. But for me it worked a little bit better with gesso, so I just apply it to one of the designs, and with a small brush, if I want to see a neat line or to do some details, I use a smaller brush with the gesso to glide on any curve, trying to make sure that every line is clean and crisp so I can proceed to the next painting. For this face mask, I use the gesso to cover almost the entire half of the mask except to the hair hanger because I don't want to get so stiff and break the face mask when I try it on. I regret it once, but because I covered the entire thing, but once I paint the project on top of it, the design, it was really cool. And for the blue mask, for me, honest, I should do a better job. Try to sketch the design first and then cover it with the gesso, because in this I was trying to recreate some kind of airy, cute clouds, and I tried to sketch it using the gesso. And if I should do it sooner, I could do it in another way. I should do it, but at the moment I have an idea, and then they get through in the future when I want to start to paint on top of it and on the gesso and things like in the end. But you can learn from the process. So I just make a couple clouds here and there and try to cover a little part, and I didn't put any detail on the mask and not covering entirely either. For the fabric mask, and there's my hair again, my rubber hair. Anyway, I was going to do an ocean, shore, beach vibe mask, like creating an illusion on the water coming out on the one side of the mask, and the rest of the mask could be the sand, because there's some beaches around here that the sand is grayish tan. But here's the funny story. I was doing the gesso part because that's the direction that I want to be, but the nose wire was on the other side. So I did it backwards. For this one, I did it for my sister. I just want to give you a little memory of her birth. One of them died a month and a half ago, so I want to do a special mask for her. I'm mortarizing her first bird called Coquito, and the other half of the mask I'm going to draw her recent bird. His name's Honey, but we don't know he's a boy or he's a girl until we check out with the veterinary to give us more light to the situation. But it was the funniest design to make, but drawing the cockatoos, oh my god, it was a struggle with this watercolor pencil. So and it was more easy to apply the gesso because I didn't go to the hat to paint the half of the face mask or cover entirely, but just the space that I want to paint. It was the easiest one to cover and try to make this part stiff and get ready to paint. This is all my mask with the gesso on. I'm going to let this dry to cure it a little bit because I don't want to start painting right away. Some of them are stiff and some of them still wet, so I'm going to let it dry for a little bit, and then once it's dry, or the first one's gonna be dry, I'm going to start painting. But another thing that I want to share with you guys is once that you paint this mask, you kind of allow a few days or maybe a week to cure, because this acrylic sometimes emits fumes, and I don't want, if you want to try this, I don't want you guys to get intoxicated with the smell of the acrylic. So if you're going to start doing this as a hobby, or you want to paint to sell, but you have to let it cure at least for a week, like making sure that chemical smell of the acrylic goes away. And if you put it outside, even better. So in my case, it's not I don't have that privilege because I live in an apartment. I don't have balcony or anything like that. So I'm gonna let it cure. Once I'm done with those paintings, I'm gonna let it cure for a week or two before I try it. So the same day that I decide to cure the face mask, I proceed to paint 3 of them on that day, and if I had the time to do another one, I can do that later. So the first design was based on holographic palette. I was looking recently for iridescent 90 by holographic color palettes, that combination of pastel colors. You can do a pastel rainbow and try to make that illusion, which honestly I can do that better with less colors. This time I ought to do six colors, and the first time I did it was on my hat, but for my hat I did it 3 colors, 3 or 4, and this design I used 6, better than 6, which I didn't like it at the end because I was struggling to try to blend them together and waiting one of them to get dry to paint another one, and then the next color is stretchy too much. I had to use the previous color to blend with the other one, and it was a struggle, but at the end I ended up using the taco, who has the effect of iridescency and color shifting from purple to blue depending on the sunlight, and that's who gives the nicest touch. I don't remember because on the footage, but at the end I use a fabric paint that my sister has, and I outline the rest on the rest of the design, because I try to outline with silver or a combination of gold, rose gold and silver, but I forgot that I need to guess of the background first. So later on you're going to see that I try to make that mixture and I damaged the part on the face mask. But this is how it looks so far. So I proceed to retouching again. Once the first layer is dry, I retouch again, making sure that I should blend this well. And you can see somewhere in another palette there's the mixture that I was talking about before, and I just ran it apart. Good thing it was near the part when I hang up the ear to the mask, because it's still going to show. But later on I used a fabric paint and outline the edge of the design in a top coat with the iridescent paint that is from Deco Art, not sponsored, but it's an amazing top coat. You can give any kind of painting a magic touch. Face mask, I spent most of the night painting this bird, because that bird has so many colors. It has the combination of white, yellowish, a little bit orange, and lots of gray. But I tried to make it at the beginning a little cartoonish, but at the end I could help it and try to catch every detail on that bird. But first off, so I can blend this really nicely, I had to cover the entire thing with white paint. So when I add the yellow and the gray, I don't have the problem to mix a lot of colors or tones and make it difficult to blend. So covering with white, and when the white is still a little bit wet, it could be a little bit easy for me, so I can blend this nicely. So cockatoos are the favorite birds of my sister. She really likes them. If you let her see a bunch of videos or memes or Instagram, she could stay hours and hours of watching them without stopping. So it was her first bird. Unfortunately, they sell to us this bird a little bit sick. It was a kind of weak, and we have it a couple of weeks before, so he only been with us for 1 week, and we didn't know that he was sick. So there was a morning that she didn't hear him, and he passed away. So it was really sad moment, and I think after almost a month, she added another one. But we still mistook the bird, calling her the coquito instead of honey. But I just want to give it this to her because she really likes birds, and I want to capture the moment, the details, and the character of the bird. And you can see again in another one. Honestly, I spend more time trying to paint honey than coquita because she has various tones of gray compared with this one. This one the most easy to me is because mostly is white, and it has a little bit of grayish and stuff. Even it's multicolor, so it was very easy to me to paint it and I tried so hard to not fall into copy directly from that reference. I just tried to make it on my own, and it saves me a lot of time when I try to paint something from a picture. Difficult to paint because of the many grayish tones, and some of the tones of gray kind of confuse me because right now at the moment voice overing right now, that bird has all the colors that's showing off. She's currently taking off the baby feathers and showing off her true colors, literally. But now she has a couple white and yellowish feathers, but at the photo I used for reference, she was completely gray except for her face that is kind of grayish lighter. But it was really confused me. It really confused all the tones, but I spent a lot of time on her. But I really enjoy the process of painting birds. Long time not drawing only animals at all. And Honey, you see here, she's really cute at all, but she's really sassy. And now at this present moment, at the moment that you see this video, she's kind of gentle to me, but she likes to bite and try the fingers and anything, and strings and shoes, and even likes the window curtain. She buys some of them. She wants to try everything. So she has like 3 or 4 months old. My sister adopted her when she was 2 months, at least 2 or 3 months. So she has like 4 or 5. But she started to, like I said before, take off take off her baby feathers and growing so much, and she can be alone. Like as soon as my sister get out of the house, she start to sing and sing everything that she has teaching her. So, but she never sing when she around people. So, but this was doing that face mask was fun to me. And once I am done with it and I show it to my sister, she really loved it. But you have to see later on in this video to figure it out. To start little by little with a schedule of streamings, and you can see more about tutorials or watch me doing a painting or illustration, and we can chat and talk a little bit of everything. Mostly I talk Spanish, but you can also make a conversation in English. I can respond to you in English as well. I will try my best to translate what I'm going to do step by step in both languages. But for more info and check my Twitch account, you can see it somewhere in the screen, so you can go over there and check it out. because once I did the first and second layer of the bird, it was really wet for me. I had to let it dry for a little bit so I can retouch it again. So I proceed to do this one. This one was the quickest, but yeah, most messiest one ever, because as you can see, I just paint my finger and I'm holding up this way because as I tell you before, I paint them backwards and I didn't notice where the nose wire is. So my plan to do it from down to the top was ruined, but it's a happy accident, so I decided to do it this one anyways. And I like the way that direction better than when I think of that before. So this one's a little, it was the quickest but also a little tricky because on the blending process, but I took my time and paint the top part that was going to be a darker blue or a navy blue, and then I proceed to mix it up with, I forgot the color, primary blue, but it's more like a bluish, almost greenish blue that it could be useful to do some turquoise and do ocean and seascapes. So the more I go to the edge, the more I added white and more colors, and at the end I decided to do more details to the ocean foam, making like the mask is a shore.